Hey everybody, happy March and welcome back to a brand new LEGO Marvel Superheroes Black Widow set review. This time we're covering Black Widow's helicopter chase. Just came out today, retailing for $29.99. It has 271 pieces. The set number is 76162 and the recommended ages are 7 and up. Now, I did a video on this set the moment it was revealed, and actually getting it now in person, I think it is of really good value for the price point. The minifigures are solid and the actual helicopter is pretty decent as well. We'll get into all of that right now. Now, something kind of crazy. This is our last Scarlett Johansson Black Widow minifigure. I doubt LEGO has plans for additional sets for this movie, and who knows when they would ever go back to make additional older MCU sets, you know, from the original films. So this is it. This is the last Scarlett Johansson Black Widow minifigure, and I have to say, I think LEGO is definitely ending on a high note here. The hairpiece obviously not being entirely accurate, but is based off of concept art, and it basically did look like the classic hairstyle in the concept art, so definitely can't blame LEGO for using it. And it is kind of nice bringing it full circle, because that was the original hairpiece that was used on the first Black Widow all the way back in 2012, and the head definitely works really well. As always, I use it on my own custom Black Widow minifigure that I just showcased very recently here on the channel for Avengers Endgame. However, she's still completely immune to the effects of a lightsaber's heat, because she is still using lightsaber blades as her batons, which is kind of a shame because they were seemingly done with those with the Endgame set. She didn't have them anymore. She had much more realistic looking ones, but we're back to the lightsaber batons for this last Black Widow minifigure. And to give you a better look at the back of the minifigure's torso and the alternative facial expression, you can see it definitely does look really nice there, and it's turning away from me. So there it is, looking really nice and very detailed. And I mean, I'm just really happy and satisfied with the overall printing on this minifigure. Nope, not, okay. Yeah, okay, yep, almost there. There we are. Oh, okay. We're getting there. Okay, we're not bending the legs. There we go. So I'm really satisfied with the printing on the minifigure. It is super detailed and really well designed, and I think this is definitely a really good send-off for Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow, but in LEGO. Yelena Belova is also included in this set, a really good minifigure, I think, and as you can see, the number one standout for me personally is that she's sporting the same vest that Natasha wore in Avengers Infinity War, but unlike the one that we got in the Infinity War sets, this one is new with a new design, and it is olive green. So that's definitely really cool, because of course Black Widow is a prequel movie, so maybe she picks up the vest from Yelena or something, I have no idea, but they're definitely wearing similar outfits all throughout the Black Widow movie, so definitely an Infinity War prelude there, which is kind of cool to see. We also do have a repurposed Harry Potter head from a character who I have no idea which character it comes from. I don't know anything about Harry Potter really. However, the hairpiece I think works. I still kind of think LEGO should ditch this whole color for the blonde hairstyles, because I think dark tan would just probably look a little better here, but it still does work, even though it does look like white American cheese. And then we also do have the Alien Conquest pistols, which look really great as always. They are just everyone's favorite, of course. And then we have the inverted leg design, and I say inverted because she basically has Natasha's exact leg design, but all printed in white this time, which is definitely really good looking for this minifigure, I think. And also, of course, alternatively, the facial expression on the opposite side of the head looks really good as well. So that is it for Yelena. Can't wait to see how her character plays out in the movie. Finally, though, we've got Taskmaster, who I'm very excited to see in the film, really hoping they do his character justice. And as you can see, I think LEGO has done the minifigure justice. Maybe not the accessories, but the printing and the design work for Taskmaster is pretty close to his appearance in the movie. And so just going ahead and removing the black hood really quick to give you a look at what he looks like underneath there, I really think that the printing is just excellent for Taskmaster, and he's by far, I think, the best minifigure in this set. I mean, that printed head is just pretty spot on and very detailed, and as you can see, it only continues onto the torso, and I absolutely love the light blue highlights, as you can see, on the dark blue torso, along with almost this sort of mesh pattern that can be seen with the little bits of his hoodie that are printed on the top of both the front and back of the torso. You can kind of make out that texture that's printed within the design. It's very cool. Now, what is really not cool is how easily this minifigure could have been a 10 out of 10 instead of being kind of a 7 or an 8. I personally think that Taskmaster needed orange arms and a gray hood, which I'll show you in a second, but that doesn't doesn't take away from the fact that Lego still gave him a feather for his sword, and obviously it's not really a feather, but it might as well be. Look at that thing. And then we got a Sheree Blaster with a disc stuck on the top to be his shield, and it's like, listen, man, they wanted to make the blade be able to connect into the bottom of that to make for one weapon. I get that, because the idea is you take this little Sheree Blaster with the disc on top that poses as his shield, and you stick the little feather blade into the front, and it's supposed to be cool. And it's like, hooray. You know what would have been even cooler? If Lego just gave him a normal sword and a gray Captain America shield with a orange print on it, and also if he had a gray hood and orange arms, which I personally would prefer, and I'll give you a look at what that could have looked like right here. Now, does this make him look like he works at Home Depot? I suppose. Did it look better in my head? I think so. However, I still think that the minifigure could have used a bit more orange on the suit somewhere. I think the gray hood is definitely at least better than the black. I'm not really sure on the arms now. However, leg printing definitely would have gone a long way for Taskmaster, and I certainly think he needed it a little bit more than, say, Yelena, for instance. However, still a really good minifigure, and just with a few part swaps, you can make this Taskmaster look pretty good, I think. Would Red Guardian and maybe Natasha in her new white prototype suit, would that have been cooler for this set? Maybe. Clearly Lego did not agree or didn't have the concept art for it, but I still think the assortment of minifigures that they went with, just a good standard final Black Widow, Yelena, and Taskmaster work really well. So now, let's go ahead and move on to the rest.
Who the hell is that guy?
Who cares? Nat, you die in 2023 and we can time travel now, so I'm bringing you home. Clint, the Ancient One said we can't remove things or people from branch realities without putting them back. And you said changing the past doesn't change the future. Make up your mind! No, Clint,
Start the new rescue helicopter.
Okay, so now onto the actual set, the helicopter itself and everything that it has to offer, but really quick to get it out of the way, we've got Natasha's motorcycle for this set, and it's basically just your standard motorcycle mold. There's nothing really new going on here. However, if you can see on the sides, we do have some really nice stickers that add quite a bit of detail, both having a Black Widow's symbol inverted from either side, and then we'll go ahead and take Widow and place her in between that little piece for the minifigure's legs in the center, and then grip her hands onto the handlebars, and as you can see, it is absolutely a Lego motorcycle, and it does indeed roll. Or not. Anyway, the actual helicopter itself is really nice, and the basic premise of the set, though, is that you have a crate, and to avoid spoilers, Taskmaster is not doing whatever nefarious things he's up to in the movie, but instead, today, he is stealing what appears to be some silver and a diamond, and of course, this could also be vibranium, but I guess vibranium comes in tubes, doesn't it, when it's being transported? Either way, getting that diamond back in the crate, if it'll cooperate. I'll be honest, the two ingots being in there really doesn't allow for much more room for this diamond, so it's actually not very efficient, so we'll just leave the diamond out of the rest of the review. But moving on to the helicopter, you can see it not only looks really great on the outside, the exterior is really nice with a lot of detail and a lot of features just looking at it at face value, but there's quite a bit going on the inside as well. So of course you have two sets of rotating blades. It is indeed a helicopter, and it is on the way to perform a rescue in Lego City. However, we've also got some caution signs to start with the stickers on here and then on the back here, and then those are also apparent on the opposite side. Got an antenna here. We've got the number 3 here and here on both sides. Pretty much every sticker on the exterior, aside from this one in the center, the caution sign with the grate, are inverted. So then you have these two in the middle here and here, which also appear on the opposite side as well. And if we go ahead and move on to the cockpit, the entire front section just lifts off like so, which is really nice. And then we go ahead and take Taskmaster and whatever this thing is supposed to be now, and we just go ahead, get him into a seated position, and he's got a really nice and cozy cockpit in there with a couple of cheese slopes that do have a lot of detail on each of those stickers, which look really nice as well. Got an analog stick on there, and you actually have 3 analog sticks, 1 on the sticker and then 2 in front of him, which can be positioned for him to actually grip them with his minifigure hands. I'm not going to do that because I don't care. However, if we go ahead and lift off the centerpiece, you can see we actually have a really good interior. I mean, you've got a lot of space in this thing. I don't know why. I'm not really into Lego City, so I don't get a lot of Lego's helicopters.
Hey!
but I was really just kind of half expecting them to fill all of that in, but that is all wide open and available, even with Taskmaster's buggy already stored in the back, which I think is really nice, because then, of course, if you wanted to, if let's say Yelena and Natasha decided to work together with Taskmaster, you have more than enough room for any minifigure that you really want to put in there. I imagine you can probably fit a pretty good amount. Now, I mean, you probably do have to bend them over a little bit, probably get them into a seated position, because it does look like minifigures might be a little too tall to stand in there, but to just kind of give you a general feel, you can at least get 3 to 4 minifigures in there easily, and also, of course, the crate with the diamonds and the silver ingots. So we'll just go ahead and slide that in place. It's not going to connect because this is not easy to do with a giant DSLR camera in front of me. However, there you go. It's in there, and we can move on with our lives. And as you can see on the back, you have this entire giant section with these engines here. And, again, as I pointed out, the caution tape stickers there. We'll go ahead and put the entire cockpit section, which is connected by a couple jumper plates, back in place. And, of course, before I forget, on the sides, we do have a couple sets of stud shooters. So, of course, I'm sure you've seen stud shooters at this point. Maybe just go ahead and use Black Widow there as our guinea pig if the motorcycle will stay. And then, you can fire, and that actually worked. Wow. For once in my life. Cool. And of course, you do have a total of 4, 2 on each side, and a couple rifles connected via a couple clips as well, which I don't really think you're supposed to pull off. They're kind of part of the aesthetic, but you absolutely can, and you do get a couple of these rifles, which are just basic alien conquest pistols with a couple binoculars attached to either end. And so they're really nice and are good to have for Natasha, considering she only really has her lightsaber batons otherwise. Either way, got some landing gear on the bottom, some wheels that do in fact roll, unlike that motorcycle, and then the hatch on the back does open, and inside we've got Taskmaster's little buggy. And God, I hope this is not in the movie. Either way, it is kind of goofy looking, but it is definitely, I'm sure, a fun play feature, and it does have a sticker on the front. And to give you a better look at that, you can see it is a nice little design that adds a bit more detail to it. And to go ahead and remove the cockpit piece to get Taskmaster out of there now, to give you a look at basically what Lego portrays on the box, where you take Taskmaster, give him his weird accessory thing, and then go ahead and plant him on one of those studs, and then hook his minifigure hand onto the handlebars, and he is ready to go, full intimidation mode. Whatever will they do when Taskmaster arrives on his buggy to steal a diamond and a couple silver ingots? I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I think this is a threat on the same level as Thanos. However, that is it for this entire review. I really don't have much else to add. It's just a really solid, inoffensive build, and for $30, you get 3 really decent minifigures and a helicopter that is packed to the brim with features and possibilities that it really doesn't even need to necessarily have. So I think this set is absolutely worth the $29.99 price point, and if you are looking forward to Black Widow like I am, her finally getting her own solo movie and more character development for Natasha, or you're just looking forward to the movie generally, this is absolutely worth the $30 price point. And so on that note, let's go ahead and begin to wrap up this video. The box is actually really nice with a really good graphic featuring the whole set at that snow base that we have seen in the trailers. We also have a piece of Black Widow concept art right here, so you can definitely see why Lego went with the hairpiece they did, because look at the concept art, this is what they saw, and you can't blame them. However, we do have the Avenger symbol down in the right corner, so people know that she is an Avenger and they buy the set. And then you also do have the Black Widow minifigure sporting the actual size reference on the top, and then on the left side we have a really nice graphic that was ruined by the little sticky note that was put on there to hold the set at the store, but looks really great nonetheless, and really nice render there. And then on the back we have all the features that I just showed you, along with the movie's logo, and yeah, that's really it. So there you go, it is a box. I don't really think anybody gives a shit about the instructions, but as you can see, 73 pages, and then a really solid advertisement for all the new LEGO Avengers video game sets that just came out this past month or so, but unfortunately the game got delayed, so that's kind of awkward. And then we also do have the entire new lineup of Spider-Man sets. I believe that's the entire lineup, I don't really care, but you can see they're all really nice, sporting some really nice minifigures, and just a bunch of sets that you're really not going to know what to do with after a number of years. So All right, everybody, there you go. That's going to do it for this review. Thank you so much for sticking around for the whole thing, as I really do appreciate it. And if you did enjoy the review, or maybe found it informative, or if I helped you in deciding as whether or not you plan on picking up this Black Widow set to celebrate the release of the movie, definitely let me know by dropping this video a like below, and or your feedback down in the comments. Either are definitely very much appreciated. But yeah, really looking forward to the film, guys. Getting this solo Black Widow film, I think, has been really, just long overdue, even if it is coming now after the end of her story in the MCU. But either way, I'm working on new showcases. I know it's been a while. This is probably the fastest February I had ever experienced in my entire life, but I am working on Thor and Smart Hulk now, and of course, new Mandalorian and Clone Wars figures are on the way to celebrate both of those series. But of course, you can see all that over on the Patreon page if you'd like to consider supporting the channel that way. Got all kinds of really cool stuff over there, like behind the scenes photos for this video and all my other showcases and other videos, and progress photos on every new minifigure that I'm working on as I'm working on them. And that's gonna do it, though. Thank you once again for watching. Let me know if you're gonna pick this one up, and I will catch you guys in the next one. All right, take care. Definitely let me know by dropping this video a like below, and or blah, 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 blah. If you did enjoy the review, or maybe found it inspired. What? No, wrong. No, this is not a showcase, you idiot. And his appearance in it are definitely appreciated. Otherwise, we're doing great today. Our own solo movie, even if it.